Hi there everyone, and welcome to another Pokemon Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle. This is a battle I had a while back. I can't remember where. I think it might have been just a random passerby. But I wanted to try out my new team I put together, and we see my opponent here going for hardcore OU with that Landorus, Salamence, Chansey, Ferrothorn, Heatran, and of course Greninja. I can see this is going to be a bit of a difficult battle, but let's plow through. This video is a bit long, so if you feel like using YouTube's speed up function, I do recommend that. But otherwise it's fine. Only 26 turns, I think. And I've had some a lot longer than that, as we see Smogon for Life come out. My opponent here definitely wanting to win this battle. We see it goes for the U-turn, which suggests to me that this thing is probably Choice Scarfed. Even though it does naturally outspeed me, you often find the ones that have U-turn are Choice Scarfed, I find. As I go for the Spore, see, he switches into Chansey here, but we know this thing has Natural Cure as an ability, so when it switches out, it'll no longer be asleep. What I should have done was go for Spore again, and put Smogon for Life to sleep while his Chansey woke up, and thus not breaking Sleep Claws. But silly me, I didn't think of that. I went straight for my Hazard. And I'm okay with that. Sticky Web is great, and his Hazard removal Pokemon seem to look quite limited, like Landorus gets Defog. I'm not sure what else on his team did. I think Salamence does, but who's ever heard of a defogging Salamence? He thankfully gives me the switch initiative here by taking me out with U-turn, and goes into Ferrothorn. So I can choose whichever Pokemon I go into, and I pick Charizard, who of course has a great matchup against Ferrothorn. He goes for Protect on the first turn, which is quite fun for me, because I went for a Dragon Dance, deciding not to Mega Evolve yet, just in case he had a ground move or something. I can't really remember why I didn't. But he withdraws. I figured going for another Dragon Dance here would be a good idea, because there's nothing that the thing could do to me, as he switches into his Smogon for Life. So I'm now at +2 speed and +1 attack. I don't know whether I'd be able to outspeed a Choice Scarfed Landorus though. I'm not max speed. I'm a bit lower than max speed. I invested in bulk in this Charizard. However, I know a Dragon Claw may even take it out at this range. So I go for the Dragon Claw. We do outspeed, and I do one-hit KO. Beautifully. Because for some reason... Well, actually, a good reason he goes into Heatran here. However, at +1 with my Tough Claws ability, I think I'll do hefty damage. But surprise, surprise, he switches out and goes into Salamence, perhaps expecting an Earthquake. However, I went straight for that Dragon Claw, and we hit Salamence in the face. Brilliant there. His two most offensive Pokemon are gone as he goes back into the Heatran. I wasn't sure if I got intimidated by that Salamence there, but in case I did, I'm going to switch out because neutral Dragon Claw ain't going to be doing much. However, this team doesn't have much to answer a Heatran. So I switch into my Tsukiyomi here, knowing that I'll be able to sponge its attacks fairly easily. We see the Magma Storm, one of those trapping Heatran that have become popular. And I went for the Wish. Now, most people expect a Wish Protect Umbreon. However, that is not the case with my Tsukiyomi. I have no Wish, so I'm forced to go for a move here, and I choose to go for an attacking move. And lucky for me, he does switch out instead of staying in to kill me. Switches out expecting me to protect, which allows me to get my attack off. However, against the Chansey, Foul Play ain't going to be doing much. Possibly 1 HP, thanks to Chansey's terribly low attack stat. But we get the Wish fed back into us, restoring our HP, and we are no longer trapped by the Magma Storm. But instead of switching straight out, I go for the Wish here. so anything I do want to switch out into will take very little damage. Chansey goes for the Stealth Rocks, a good move. That will hurt Charizard, but now we are Charizard X, so it won't be hurting us for 4 times damage at least. So I switch into Delmise here, as he withdraws and goes out into the Heatran. Now, Heatran are generally more specially defensive than physically defensive, so I decide, right, I think I can survive an attack since I'm wearing my Assault Vest, and let's go and see how much damage we can do, because not many of my Pokemon are good against this Heatran. I need to start hurting it. As we go for the Shadow Claw. And it does a nice amount of damage with a critical hit. Of course, Shadow Claw having an increased critical hit chance. He withdraws, which surprises me. I couldn't switch, there was nothing I could do, so I just went for the Rapid Spin here, hoping to get rid of the rocks. And lucky for me, he does switch into Ferrothorn, allowing me to get the Rapid Spin off. Of course, I do go down to the Iron Barb's damage, and we see a fun mechanic here. Even though I got the Rapid Spin off, because I died on the same turn, it didn't get rid of the rocks. Very unfortunate. But oh well, it only hurts Charizard for ×2 instead of ×4 this time, since I am no longer Flying type. So now's a good as opportunity as any to Dragon Dance. As he sets up the spikes for some reason. I probably don't have to switch again. I expected him to switch into Heatran here, and I knew a +1 Dragon Claw would take it out. But I was wrong. He stayed in and went for the Leech Seed. Quite smart. So Charizard has got down to quite low health thanks to that Rocky Helmet, Iron Barbs, and Leech Seed damage. However, this Charizard is a bulky Charizard with Roost. So I'm able to recover all that damage, and I don't have to worry about residual Leech Seed damage when I can just recover. Now, at some point he's going to switch into Heatran. I'm sure he's not going to let me go for a fire attack onto his Ferrothorn here. So I'm going to set up another Dragon Dance, knowing there is pretty much nothing that this Ferrothorn can do to me. I'm quite surprised to see it still goes for the setup here. I'm down to nearly half HP, so I forget what I do here, but I think... No, I still go for another Dragon Dance. Anything he switches into now, even if his Choice Scarf has no chance of surviving a +3 +3 Mega Charizard X. As we see, it does have the Gyro Ball, which is a bit worrying. The more I increase my speed, the more damage that thing will do. So time for me to stop going for the Dragon Dances here. I'm actually quite surprised that it did very little damage anyway. I guess that Ferrothorn has no attack investment, which is great for us. It does a very small amount of damage, maybe a quarter of HP? But with the Leech Seed, it is doing a decent amount. So I'm going to have to roost up to a point here where the damage he is able to do to me will mean nothing. At this point, yes, I'm still above half HP, so I know if I attack it now, then I'll still remain at the same HP because I will kill it. Lucky for me he didn't switch out into his Heatran there, and absorbed my fire attack thanks to its Flash Fire ability. But in comes his own Tsukiyomi, which is actually a Greninja. That must be a Naruto reference on the ninja Pokemon there. I am a bit worried of the priority Water Shuriken, but we see for some reason he does not go for it. And we are able to take out with a Dragon Claw nice and easy. In comes Nope, who of course hates physical attacks, and a +3 Dragon Danced Tough Claws Charizard X is going to take no prisoners when it comes to Chansey. A nice claw tearing into it, breaking its eggs, and smashing it down. as he is forced to switch into his last Pokemon, who, of course, resists Dragon, but at +3, it ain't gonna be living. Good job, Charizard X. Absolutely love Charizard X. And we see I battled and won a Great Smogon. Won against a Great Smogon OU team. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed.